Flower fairies are basically Victorian invention dressed up as ancient folklore. Tiny decorative spirits living in gardens didn't exist in medieval fairy traditions. They showed up when fairies became children. It's book material. Before the 1800s, fairies were dangerous beings who stole children, caused disease, and demanded tribute. Then Victorian England decided fairies should be adorable, tiny creatures living in flowers, teaching girls about nature. The shift happened during industrialization. As cities grew and nature became other, fairies got repackaged as harmless garden decorations. Sanitized folklore for an urbanizing middle class. Cicely Mary Barker's Flower Fairies books in the 1920s cemented this image. Each flower gets its own tiny fairy with appropriate costume. Beautiful art. Zero connection to actual fairy folklore. Modern Seelie classifications include flower fairies because they're benevolent and pretty, but that's including Victorian children's literature in the same category as medieval fairy courts that kidnapped people. Original fairy lore was about powerful, unpredictable beings demanding respect. Flower fairies are about teaching botanical names to children. Very different purposes. Nothing wrong with flower fairies as a concept. They're charming. They got kids interested in plants. The art is lovely, but calling them folklore stretches the definition pretty far. Want more examples of Victorian sanitization of dangerous folklore? Because flower fairies are just the most obvious case of cleaning up creatures that originally terrified people.